Here we are at the parking lot. Our trip to Toronto. The big smoke. T.O. Yeah, Stephanie's graduation. Yay! So this is the first time I've used Summit parking at the Halifax Airport, and it's a bit gravelly. There's no real signs to get here until you're about 50 yards from the entrance, and then it says Summit down the way. And it is cheaper than a park and fly. 5 minutes from the terminal. Here we are in Stanfield Airport in Halifax. Pretty quiet this time of day. It's about 9:45 in the morning on a Saturday morning. And we just have carry-on, so we're going directly to our gate 18. And they pack up lobsters to go, or you can get these nice fuzzy ones. But there's lobster, pack them up into styrofoam containers. The usual restaurant fare and a departure lounge before we go to the gates. And then we're going to the gate 18, filling the water bottle. First flight with Flair was pretty good, actually. It wasn't too bad. I didn't think the price was that bad either. So 737 MAX 8. And here we are in good old YYZ. Tirana to the locals. So here we are in the interior of the Seneca Technical College residence building, where we are spending the next 3 nights in Toronto. It's basically a university dorm, but it was a good price, and we have a small kitchen area, but we don't have any cutlery, so we'll have to do something about that. We have a fridge. We have facilities. Glad to see there's nobody in the shower. And we have 2 bedrooms. Air conditioning works a treat. It is about 28 degrees here in Toronto. So it's adequate for $250 for the first night because of the World Cup. But look, we have our own soccer match to watch.
Ba ba da ba 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 ba
Well, here we are at my old stomping ground at King and Bay in downtown financial district of Toronto, the Bank of Montreal. One corner, the TD Bank on the other corner. Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, or CIBC, on this corner. And over here is the Bank of Nova Scotia. We've got the Royal Bank corner bank there. And we're right in the middle of the financial section. It's about 6 o'clock on a Saturday in June. Beautiful day, about 27 degrees at the moment. Here we are on a streetcar now going east on King Street to the Distillery District. It's the old distillery of Gooderham and Worts.
CN Tower.
Yeah.
View.
Yep, CN Tower in the background. Just in time for happy hour, but I think it's past 6 o'clock, isn't it? Near here is a movie production center. I think they make some of the Star Trek movies and TV shows. Here's the interior of the Pure Spirits Oyster Bar, and I'm having mussels provençal, and Adrian is having
Coconut tofu poke bowl.
coconut tofu
Poke.
poke bowl.
The national anthem of Scotland.
Next stop, Seneca Street.
Here we are in the Toronto Eaton Centre. It's really strange they're still using the Eaton's name. Eaton's has not been in existence for many, many moons. And I was just saying to Adrian and Stephanie that my mother worked for Eaton's in the 1930s, almost 100 years ago. It's a mall within the city within a mall. And the iconic Canada geese. Look at that. They've been here forever. subway map in Toronto, and we are right on the bottom on the yellow U. We're just about to go to Union Station and down to the waterfront. That's the northbound one, but we're going on the southbound one to Union Station, which will come from this direction.
I got paparazzi by the paparazzi.
Quite the vessel, eh? Toronto Island. We're on the waterfront, Toronto. Kajama leaving the Harbourfront wharf. I don't know what it's doing, whether it's just going to circle the Drilo Islands or what, but it's interesting. Certainly a large ship compared to the Blue Nose. $17 degrees at the moment. We are at Toroni restaurant on Adelaide Street in downtown Toronto, where we're meeting cousins for dinner. This is Alternity, little plant-based restaurant, gift shop, right beside the Bata Shoe Museum that we are going to go to after we've had our bite to eat. And here's my trainer's bowl and my Americano. And we decided to visit the Bata Shoe Museum because this being Monday, it's the only museum that's open. We were hoping to go either to the Art Gallery of the Ontario, the AGO, or to the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum, but they're not open on Mondays. So we're coming to the Bata. Meet you inside. We're gonna go up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs, and start at the top, the very top. This is all about shoes. And there's Otzi Man dating back 5,300 years. We saw his shoe that he was wearing when his body was found in 1991. These ones certainly don't look very comfortable, do they? Shoes of King Henry VIII in the court of England. One of the exhibits is, one of the floors is, wait for it, the history of the cowboy boot. Beautiful boots. From the old to the new architecture. The sights and sounds of Toronto and the CN Tower in the background there. Varsity Stadium. They've done such a good job here in Toronto with bicycle lanes, dedicated bicycle lanes. As you can see, I'm home in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. That's the Lehave River behind me. We have just enjoyed a lovely few days in Toronto, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, for Stephanie's graduation from the Toronto Art Therapy Institute graduate program that she's been doing for the last 3 years. Tuesday morning, I dropped Aiden and Stephanie off at the airport, but I went on and rented a car and spent the day visiting old friends as far away as Kitchener from Toronto, about an hour away. Just keep on watching as some of those highlights follow my dissertation here. This is Terminal 3 at Pearson International Airport, just outside of Toronto. There are only 2 terminals, Terminal 1, which is, I think, mostly Air Canada, and then Terminal 3, which has all the other airlines. It's been a long time since I've been in Toronto Airport. Service at the airport. It wasn't here the last time I flew from Toronto. It was a rail link between terminals. One of the things that I liked about Toronto this time is I wasn't driving. We used the transit system, the Toronto Transit streetcars and subways, and there will be some notes at our costs on the last page of this video. It was World Cup time, and so accommodation on the Saturday particularly was expensive, as I mentioned in the video. Stay tuned to the channel, and please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next adventure at the end of August to Quebec City, Montreal, Ottawa, and the Gatineau Hills north of Ottawa, returning via the Gaspé and northern New Brunswick. So that video will probably drop somewhere in the second week of September. So thanks for joining us on our trip. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and we'll see you next time. Bye.